After 60 years, Dulles Airport is poised for a makeover, The Washington Post. Richard Galinovsky, who took over leadership of Dulles last year, discusses what the future holds for the airport. Comment on this story. As Dulles International Airport emerges from a global pandemic and prepares to celebrate its 60th anniversary this year, the airport is laying the groundwork for a makeover. It +7719 Chars. Tiffany Haddish Grinds on Usher at Vegas Residency Show, TMZ. Tiffany Haddish leaned all the way into Usher when he brought her on stage during his Vegas Residency Show on Friday night. Tiffany Haddish got up close and personal with Usher this weekend, receiving the serenade treatment that also teetered into touchy-feely territory. The actress-comedian was in attendance for Usher. +966 Chars. Intelligence officials will assess security risks from Mar-a-Lago documents, The New York Times. The Director of National Intelligence told lawmakers that her office would lead a review concerning the sensitive documents retrieved from former President Donald J. Trump's Florida residence. The Senate Intelligence Committee also asked for a damage assessment. According to the panel's chairman, Senator Mark Warner, Democrat of Virginia, who said the request had been bipartisan. On Friday, +799 Chars. Zombie deer, plague Ohio and Midwest. What we know. New York Post. What the police saw was a deer suffering from a disease called epizootic hemorrhagic disease, or EHD. Deer are becoming infected with a disease that's creeping into Ohio and other parts of the Midwest. On Monday, police in southern Ohio were called to look into a bizarre sighting on the side of the +3560 Chars. Countdown begins for NASA's Artemis 1 moon mission and maiden flight of SLS Mega rocket, CBS News. The 46-hour, 10-minute countdown sets up a launch attempt at 8:33 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time Monday at the opening of a 2-hour window. Countdown clocks began ticking Saturday for the maiden launch of NASA New Space Launch System rocket Monday on a long-awaited mission to send an unpiloted Orion crew capsule around the Moon and back. +5826 Chars. College football scores. Schedule. Games today. North Carolina battles Florida A&M in Week 0 action, CBS Sports. NCAA football scores. Live updates and highlights from the teams playing in Week 0. The 2022 college football season has finally arrived. Sort of. With 22 of the 131 FBS teams in action. Week 0 brings several games that will give fans a primer of what's in store for the months to. +1115 Chars. Intel Z790 motherboards with up to DDR5-6800 and DDR4 5333 memory support spotted, WCCF Tech. Intel's Z790 motherboards are coming soon for 13th Gen Raptor Lake desktop CPUs and will offer improved DDR5 and DDR4 memory support. Intel's Z790 motherboards are coming soon for 13th Gen Raptor Lake desktop CPUs and AMP. Will offer improved DDR5 and AMP. DDR4 memory support. Intel Z790 motherboards to offer faster DDR5 and AMP. DDR4 memo. +5437 Chars. SEC questions Grayscale's legal stance on Stellar. Zcash and Horizen crypto trusts, CoinDesk. ZEC. Zen and XLM, may currently be a security. Based on the facts as they exist today, Grayscale said in recent, little-noticed filings. Grayscale Investments LLC has been fielding questions from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) over the firm's securities law analysis of tokens in some of its less popular crypto trusts. +3144 Chars. Update on Jessicka Havok's status with Impact Wrestling, Wrestling Inc. Impact Wrestling has repackaged former Knockouts Tag Team Champion Havok. Her new persona made her debut last Thursday. Impact star Jessicka Havok has a new ring name and a new persona. Impact repackaged Havok and now she will be known simply as Jessicka. Her hair is short and pink and her clothes are brighter. Shia. +1363 Chars. Malik Willis uses his legs to set up Titans TD. NFL. Check out our other channels. NFL Mundo https www.youtube.com/mundanflnfl Brazil https www.youtube.com/c/NFL Brazil Officialnfull UK https www.youtube.com/ch null. Awake at night. 5 foods to avoid. SciTech Daily. Trouble sleeping? It may be your diet at fault if you fall asleep and wake up several times during the night. Many of us assume that an overactive mind is causing sleeplessness. But that may not be the case. Did you know that certain foods, besides the obvious, trouble sleeping? It may be your diet at fault if you fall asleep and wake up several times during the night. Many of us assume that an overactive mind is causing sleeplessness. But that may not be T. +2459 Chars. Lightning strikes Artemis 1 launch pad 2 days before liftoff. Video. Space.com. Don't worry. The big moon rocket should be fine. This is why launch pads have lightning towers. Lightning crackled today, August 27, over Launch Pad 39B at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida, which will host the highly anticipated liftoff of the +2997 Chars. Duke volleyball game in Utah moved after racist abuse hurled at black player, Reuters. Duke University women's volleyball match on Saturday was moved to an alternate location in Provo, Utah, after racial slurs were hurled at a black player from the crowd during Friday's match with BYU. School officials said. August 27, Reuters. Duke University women's volleyball match on Saturday was moved to an alternate location in Provo, Utah, after racial slurs were hurled at a black player from the crowd during Frida. +2851 Chars. You can bend Corsair's new OLED gaming monitor into a curved display, Engadget. Corsair is developing a new monitor that would seem to offer the best of both flat and curved panel displays. If you're in the market for a new gaming monitor, one of the early decisions you need to make is whether to buy a flat or curved display. The two formats offer different advantages and frequently mean +1783 Chars. ECB officials warn of sacrifice needed to tame surging inflation. Financial Times. Hits to growth and employment may be necessary, says Schnabel, as Villeroy de Galhau says inflation target unconditional A larger sacrifice will be needed to tame inflation than in previous bouts of monetary policy tightening. According to European Central Bank officials who warned that price growth risks spinning out plus 4448 CHARS. Maren Morris and Cassadee Pope slam Brittany Aldine over tomboy post. E! News. Maren Morris and Cassadee Pope are feuding with Brittany Aldine, wife of fellow country star Jason Aldean, over an Instagram post that referenced gender identity. While Cassadee did not mention Brittany by name, Maren fired back at Jason's wife and doubled down on her own nickname for her in the comments section. You know, I'm glad she didn't become a boy EI. Plus 774 CHARS. Democrats improve outlook on House amid better political environment, The Washington Post. While Democrats acknowledge they still face major hurdles, there has been an unmistakable mood shift. According to interviews with candidates, strategists and officials. Comment on this story. Democrats are voicing growing confidence about limiting losses in the House and potentially even salvaging their majority in the midterm elections, with candidates and allied G. plus 14030 CHARS. Women who suffered hair loss after a bout with COVID-19 describe how it hurt their self-esteem. Daily Mail. Some women are reporting significant hair loss up in the months following a COVID-19 infection due to a condition called telogen effluvium. Women who have suffered from COVID-19 are reporting sudden hair loss months after their infection. It often comes as a shock, and women who have suffered from the loss report devastating effects too. Plus 7103 CHARS. Huge dinosaur skeleton unearthed in Portuguese garden, BBC News. BBC News. The remains of what could be the largest dinosaur ever discovered in Europe are being excavated in a Portuguese back garden. The fossilized skeleton of a saw. Null. Phillies pounce on Pirates yet again. Have won 18 of last 20 versus losing teams. NBC Sports. The Phillies continue to pounce on cellar dwellers and leave them little chance of coming back. They scored 6 more early runs Saturday to comfortably handle the Pirates in a 6th straight win. By Corey Seidman. The Phillies continue to pounce on cellar dwellers and suffocate them early, leaving the weakest teams in the National League with little chance of coming back. It bodes well with another 13 games plus 4063 CHARS. Marvel. Tomb Raider games drop as low as 70 cents during huge sale. Comicbook.com null. This week in coins. Bitcoin. Ethereum Sink on Freaky Fed Friday. Decrypt. The week was relatively quiet in terms of market-moving news, until Fed Chair Jay Powell took the podium in Jackson Hole. This week in coins. Illustration by Mitchell Preffer for Decrypt. The crypto market was having an uneventful week amid these late summer doldrums until Friday, when the world's leading cryptocurrency, plus 3715 CHARS. Sydney Sweeney's hoedown party for mom-branded right-wing MAGA-leaning TMZ. Sydney Sweeney fans are expressing disappointment and shock that her family appears to lean conservative. This after she posted photos and video from a hoedown-themed party for her mom, Lisa. Sydney Sweeney did a photo dump to honor her mom's birthday, but it's instantly backfiring, because people think it's showing her true colors, ones they perceive as red. The Euphoria actress, plus 1794 Chars. Judge plans to appoint special master in Trump records case, The Associated Press, en Español. Washington. App. A federal judge in Florida told the Justice Department on Saturday to provide her with more specific information about the classified records removed from former President Donald Trump's Florida estate and said it was her preliminary intent. Washington. App. A federal judge in Florida told the Justice Department on Saturday to provide her with more specific information about the classified records removed from former President Donald Trump. Plus 1485 Chars. Physician caring for infant hospitalized with monkeypox in Washington state details care of young patient. ABC News. In the U.S., at least 18 children have now tested positive for monkeypox. Although thousands of Americans have tested positive for monkeypox since the outbreak began this past spring, only a handful of pediatric monkeypox cases have been identified across the U.S. Across. Plus 5413 Chars. Water world. Astronomers discover an extrasolar world that may be entirely covered in a deep ocean, SciTech Daily. With the help of instruments designed partly in Canada, a team of astronomers has discovered an exoplanet that could be completely covered in water. An international team of scientists has announced the discovery of TOI 1452b, an exoplanet orbiting one of TW. By University of Montreal, August 27, 2022. Artistic rendition of the exoplanet TOI 1452b. A small planet that may be entirely covered in a deep ocean. Credit. Benoit Gauguin. Université de Montréal. W. Plus 11370 Chars. Baltimore Ravens mascot, Poe, carted off-field after being injured during halftime youth football game, ESPN. Poe, the Baltimore Ravens mascot, was carted off the field during a mascot versus youth football game at halftime of Baltimore's preseason finale against the Washington Commanders. On Saturday night, the Baltimore Ravens' bad run of luck on injuries apparently did not end last season. Poe, the Ravens mascot, was carted off the field during a mascot versus youth football game at halftime. Plus 894 Chars. 50 Cent's Sire Spirits lost millions to cheating employee. Court docs. New York Post. The rapper's employee secretly pocketed millions from the musician's champagne and cognac biz. 50 Cent got taken for big bucks by an employee who secretly pocketed millions from the rapper's champagne and cognac biz. According to court papers, the Queens-born rapper, whose given name is Kurt, plus 1146 Chars,